You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more.
Well, it's your boy Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. Today, I have the honor of having my friends back over here. There's some journeymen in the business over here through this lane called Macroverse, baby. If you guys have not heard of that, then I don't know where you guys have been. But the links will be below. You better start clicking away and start learning about this. Let me introduce this dynamic duo. First up, the one, the only Mr. Eben Martin.
Hey, I feel I should do some kind of like Muppets thing. There we go. Sorry.
Hey,
hello, Al. So nice to see you again. How goes it?
Likewise, man. Thank you for coming on. But also, wait, before we even get started, baby, let me get in the one, the only. He actually has his own stage name over here. The one, Eben Matthews. Hey, how you doing?
Very good. How you doing?
All right. Man, okay, my man got into the spirit. He's ready here to get down today.
Well, I feel like I need to be announced like that everywhere I go now. I'm sorry. Seriously. That was amazing.
Listen, I'm trying to be the greatest hype man in the comic book business because again, people need to know the awesomeness that you guys be bringing into the game. You know what I mean? Pioneers doing your thing in the digital space, bringing about fantastic content. I mean, and not just fantastic, but from different places and working with some wildly talented people. Oh shit, we are about to get all into this. So before we get right into that, just a little update from the last time we were on. Let me start with man Adam since he actually showed up first today. This is the last time you came on, and what's popping in your side of the Macroverse?
Working away on a bunch of these things that we'll get into. So, I mean, we'll have the Von Dingles, which was a Kickstarter campaign we just did with the Robot Chicken guys, which is just amazing and feels like just a lot of areas that we've been working on kind of coming together. Also, the strike, the Writers Guild and Actors Guild strikes being done is just kind of a huge relief as well for not just myself, but thousands, tens of thousands of people around the film industry, which is nice. So, normal service can resume with some of that stuff. And then, like you were saying, the kind of sprint to the end of the year and like halfway through next week, I take off for the jungle in Panama where I live with my family, and I'll be in a waterfall, I think, Wednesday afternoon, which will be amazing. So yeah, that'll be my like official. I'm done for the holidays. I'll see you guys the next week.
For some odd reason, I'm picturing him teasing us going to a waterfall just under it, and it's Tarzan look like, yo, look at it.
Yeah. Well,
I'll keep a shirt on because you don't need anything. You don't need to see any of this going on. So get out.
This is where the creative partnership is so good. This is where I go, shirt off first of all, and then this is where the wigs and slow motion cameras come out. I think you get that mane going in the water.
Yes, that mane. Yeah.
That's the Macroverse version of Adam, and you got to dig into that. Right? So, Eben, how about yourself, my brother? How you been since the last time we were on your side of the Macroverse?
Doing great. I mean, very much the same as what Adam said. We've been working on a bunch of very cool projects, some that we can now finally talk about after a bunch of time not being able to talk about them, and then a whole other slate which we now also can't talk about coming next year. So we've been extremely busy on the kind of collaboration, deal making side of everything this year, and we're gonna talk about some of the fruits of that, and then it's a very exciting 2024 that's being teed up for us and for everyone that comes in to play with us.
All right, so you mentioned how the strike affected you guys, and I guess that would be through certain, projects. So talk about that. I mean, when it happened, how did you guys first, react to it, especially the projects involved with creative talent involved in that. I mean, what was that like for you guys? Because I haven't spoken to somebody on that side now. Like, now you're working with people in that space that now, because I unfortunately, not unfortunately, I mean, I interviewed someone.
Yeah.
I asked a question. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm like,
Oh no.
like losing the whole flow for a moment. Like my brain went, shit, what do I do? Tornado, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a rough time to navigate with certain people.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, go for it.
No, you go ahead. You're actually a little closer to this even than I am. So
yeah. We were both lucky and unlucky. So I was meant to have been starting as an assistant director. I was meant to have been starting a show kind of June, July of this year, last June, July. And of course, so very directly, like the impact on that was like, oh, wait, that's just getting kicked to touch. And then that's gone until the new year. So, c'est la vie, that happens. And it's actually been great. We've had the time. I think we've never had this much just kind of concentrated time working together, which has just been fantastic. What it did do, which was interesting, we saw a slightly different side of it, I think, which was people, actors specifically, obviously writers, couldn't talk about the shows that they were doing, that they were promoting. Writers could not work. We had certainly plenty of friends of mine who projects dead in the water, nothing could happen. They're just kind of crawling along. What it did do, which was slightly interesting though, was people were then looking for other creative outlets, and comics is one of those things. So we had a number of conversations with a couple of kind of big management kind of talent agencies, a couple of, very nicely kind of high profile actors who were looking for, what can I be doing so that if this happens again, or rather when this happens again, I can be doing my own stuff. I can be teeing up my own ideas. I can be developing things that I love, that are my ideas in this comic space, which can operate totally independent of the studio system, of the Screen Actors Guild, or the Writers Guild, or whatever that might be, all of which they are devoted to. And I'm a member of the Directors Guild, and I was, both lucky and unlucky potentially that we settled, we got the deal we wanted, and so we were never on strike. But for everybody else, I think it was a challenging time, but I think it did cause people to look at other outlets for their creativity, which is exciting, and I think is some of the stuff, kind of ongoing stuff that we're thinking about and talking about and building on.
Well, I think the other backdrop to all of this, from my perspective, is just we're in this accelerating period of transition in the entertainment industry across the board, and comics are not exempt from that. There's a lot of things that are happening, inside the comics industry, even some stuff, people paying attention on social media. I've seen, some interesting conversations going on over the past week or two, even around what's happening in retail. And
oh my gosh, I know what conversation.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny how people react to someone just saying, that's kind of messed up. All right, thank you for understanding. And then, oh my God, doesn't mean people gotta get over the sensitivity. Let's make the business survive. How about that? And
we're able to talk about these things, Yeah,
exactly. Let's not argue. How can we help the business survive? And we can't cancel. I love how some people even were trying to approach the idea. Indies just support. LCS is just support indie and put in indie. But guess what? Right. Big two for me. I'm gonna put it in this the way. Is marijuana. It's the gateway drug to comics fans. Right. It is the known IP. But now, what I think, what we expect as we get older is to get out of the kid stuff, which is that known IP, and go into something stronger, better. Well, what is indie.
Yeah, I think this is the struggle, because that is true for me as well. It's true for all of us in our age group, but I'm not sure that it's gonna be true forever. And I think this is part of the tension, is especially if the companies that are producing that content are not motivated by the same drivers that they used to be motivated by. And just to say it plainly, like Marvel revenue for Disney is not meaningful on the publishing side. DC revenue for Warner Brothers is not meaningful on the publishing side. They're not focused on printed comics. So you've got that element going on, which is, perhaps not the same type of incentive structure or alignment for those companies to, focus on that side of the creative in the way that they might, have. And that's not to disparage anything that has been happening there. It's just it's a different point of view, and that creates a different culture. And then at the same time, you do have incredible work being done in digital and webcomics and bookstore, graphic novels that people are discovering through bookstores. Manga is taking over the world in every category. So, when I look at my kids, I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old, my kids are like mildly interested in Spider-Man and, those kind of traditional characters. They're very interested in graphic novels that they found in the bookstore or the library. My daughter is obsessed with a series called Wings of Fire, which is, sold hundreds of millions of copies of its own.
The YA is insane. The YA market is insane, and it's a great market to get into, if you are a creator, why not? Yeah. And in a great way, especially if you're doing some nice, good stuff. That YA market is insane.
And I love all of it, but I think where we lose, I think we as a community, potentially need to spend a little more time talking about, if we love this art form, if we love this medium, then there has to be room for all of it. And we also have to find ways to support every aspect of it, so that if someone's first taste is Spider-Man, amazing. I would not be here if it weren't for falling in love with Superman when I was 5 years old. If someone's first taste is, Wings of Fire or Captain Underpants, awesome. Welcome to the club. Now let's get you introduced to all this other, cool stuff that's out there. So I just think
now let's get used to boys. I think that's the natural progression. I think it's Captain Underpants and the boys. I feel like that's the straight through line, right? Yeah.
It's a straight line. It's a straight line.
It is. Oh my God, right? Childhood and then straight up teenage angst. There we go. That boy is fire, but you know what? This fire is what Macroverse is doing. So you mentioned the project you guys did that has a amazing known team behind something I think that we all love. I mean, in this Von Dingles. Look at this thing. Jesus Christ, bro. I mean, this is wearing a fanny pack, bro. I mean, so what the hell is going on here?
Right?
It's so much fun. So, I mean, first of all, the preface is, if you like Robot Chicken or any of the stuff that the studio behind Robot Chicken does, like Crossing Swords on Hulu, then this is going to be 100% your cup of tea. It's the first graphic novel that they have ever created or been involved with. So that's kind of exciting to see how can we take that sensibility from what they do and translate it into this art form and medium that we love. So I just want to set that preface, but then Adam, why don't you talk a little bit about what is this insanity and why is it so cool?
We have a video too, so I'll play that right after Adam chats. But I also want to point out that 277 backers brought this baby to life for $37K. And a half. I mean, whoa.
Thank you. Very gratifying.
Yes.
Yeah, very gratifying.
Just the beginning of the excellent adventures that.
Hey! We've actually, with the writing of this thing, we've basically decided that we're forbidden from making egg puns at all. But it gets really hard because all you want to do is make egg puns now. It's terrible.
He's got to make those yolks. You know what I mean?
That's right. Exactly. Oh, very good. Very good.
Extreme yolks, yes.
So actually, why don't you play the video and then Adam will fill in some.
So let's do this, kiddos. Check it out. Does it play?
Maybe.
Hey friends, I am Seth Green, one of the co-owners of Stupid Buddy Studios, and this is my partner.
Hello, I'm Harv, also one of the co-owners of Stupid Buddy Studios.
The creative minds behind shows like Robot Chicken and Crossing Swords. We are so excited to talk to you about a brand new project that we have been developing that you can be a part of helping to bring into reality. Have you ever wondered what happened to the Easter eggs that didn't get found?
When I was a kid, I always wondered what happened to the Easter eggs after you set them up and hide them. Like, where did they go? What happened to them? And I'm hoping we can shed some light on what exactly does happen to them.
I think it's a mystery that has been pondered on around the globe. At least anyone who celebrates the ritual of hiding and discovering Easter eggs, the ones that don't get found.
Yeah.
Do they find each other?
Pretty sure they grow arms and legs and they waddle off away from whatever tree or bush that were hidden in. They'll start to grow families and villages where all these little eggs, all the Von Dingles gather.
Are these misfit eggs always threatened to be rediscovered by adult and kid humans that want to smash and eat them?
Since they're hidden Easter eggs, I think they spend their whole lives in fear that they'll be discovered by humans.
And this is their untold story.
And this is the story of the Von Dingles and their adventure. This is an expression of that kind of wonder of little characters in our world through a comic book.
Now let's just both point at each other at the same time. There it is.
It's cute, right?
Oh my God, I think I've just fallen in love with this project. Holy shit. I could not stop smiling and laughing looking at this thing.
It's
job
right.
well effing done. I mean, oh my God. And it's a Latino, you know, I'm thinking werewolves, you know, so it sounds even more perverted.
We owe we haven't released that short, right? We have the final.
Yeah, we got the last one. Yeah,
we've got a series of like little shorts that we've been doing, and we're going to keep doing these as we're working on the full graphic novel. But one of them is it's the three eggs sitting there and they're looking at a recipe book, and two of them are like going to be sick. And then you come in and you see what it is, and it's a recipe for huevos rancheros.
Oh man, you gotta kill me. Oh man. So talk about this. I mean, how are you guys hooking up with Student Boy Studios, bringing these babies to life? I mean, now that you could talk about, I mean, so talk and you dip into the industry. I mean, you're making it seem like it's more than this. So I'm intrigued, fellas. You got some bochinche for me? What's up?
Yeah, I mean, I think the cool thing is, like I said, this is their first foray into graphic novels, and you saw a little taste of, you know, Harv and Seth, and you know, obviously a lot of people know Seth Green, and Harv is the director who does, you know, a lot of the work that they do amongst other talent at the studio. But they had started creating the Von Dingles as a series of stop motion animation, you know, pieces, and there is a short which is actually currently exclusively on the Kickstarter page. So even though the campaign has ended, you can go see that first short on the Kickstarter page. And they, you know, the plan is to make more of those. But I think what they realized in the early conversation that we had with them is that they've got this really devoted fan base, but they've never made anything that's really directly for the fan base. It's always been, you know, through a network or, you know, something that's a more traditional animation project. And so they felt like this was an opportunity to both bring this concept of Harv's to life in a new medium, but also to do something that was really directly geared towards connecting with their fans specifically.
And something physical, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Physical, you know, and something that people could really be a part of the journey around. And so when we met them, that was kind of the beginning of the conversation. And then, you know, got a shout out to Adam primarily for, you know, working really with Harv directly to figure out the story and kind of what the scope of the graphic novel would be. And then we brought on this artist, Patrick.
What was the conversation like, though, to bring it to life, you know, to decide on a comic?
Right. I mean, that was the interesting thing. I mean, I think it's actually funny because Matt Seinerach is one of the other co-founders over there, and he actually was doing Twisted Toy Theater 20 years ago, 25 years ago. So he has a kind of real base in the comics world as well. And actually some of that has impacted some other ideas that we've got going around other little shorts that we can be doing with as we're building out the main series. But, you know, it's one of those, I think it's one of those fun challenges, and I think it's the most fun part of creating is when you get this very kind of wide open playing field, basically, and you don't really know what the rules of the game are. All you know is you have these players and you have a kind of destination. You kind of know where they're going to go. But pretty much everything else in there is in flux. And so, a series of conversations with Harv, very specifically, very particularly, defining, okay, who are these characters? What do they want? The hero in this world of little misfit eggs with arms and legs trying to hide from humanity, the hero is actually this little egg that gets born without a face and without arms. So he is unique within this world of weird, strange eggs, and is, of course, persecuted because of that. And so it's kind of his journey going from being the underdog to helping to proving himself. It's, very much this kind of hero's journey for him, and, realizing things about himself along the way, realizing things about his society and what works. But all the way through, we keep looking for these things. Like, it's this very funny but personal conversation between these eggs, and everything's normal size. And then what we want to keep doing is reminding people that they're only really this big. So, they're having this kind of ferocious battle in the middle of this woods, and then you cut wide and you realize that there's this tiny little thing that's going like, it's just that kind of juxtaposition that you're looking at constantly, and how to get those things in and how to tell jokes, because of course the humor is so important, but you want to make sure that you're getting the story and getting the character not at the expense of the jokes, but then not having the jokes at the expense of the character. So it's been such fun so far. I was actually working this morning on the first episode outline again, and you end up drawing inspiration from all sorts of stuff. So of course Star Wars comes up as a reference, and then I always love Greek mythology, so I'm going back to the Odyssey and like the things that Odysseus was running across, and how do you tie those in, and how do humans come into this world? It's just a blast to play in. Yeah, it really is. And they're a fun team. And production meetings were difficult at times because you end up just pitching jokes, which is it's very hard to get things done.
A lot of laughing while the creative process is happening, while the eggs are being boiled, so to speak.
It's fun, man. You don't have to step on eggshells or anything. It's wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Well, I think it's I've been so lucky because as an assistant director, I've spent so much of the last 10 years in the comedy space, just working with, a ridiculous roster of very, very talented, funny, smart people. But we've always had I've again been very lucky because I think the idea for all of them really has been best idea wins. And so you're shooting a scene and everyone's pitching ideas and everyone's coming in with stuff, and it doesn't matter where it comes from or where the line or the action or the camera move or the whatever. It's, oh, that's good, let's put that in. And that's been as well, which is great.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been a ton of fun, and then Patrick Williams came on to do the art, who we've worked with before, and he's fantastic. And so just being able to bring this kind of dream team together to make this very unique, graphic novel is been fun, and it's going to continue to be fun. And now I think the really amazing thing for the people that back the campaign, or for anyone that wants to come and follow along, is you'll actually get to be a part of the production process and kind of see how things develop. We have our mobile app that we put out. So, our mobile app is on iOS and Android. And so as each episode is completed, the people that decide to either subscribe to the app or who get free access to the app via the campaign will get those episodes early all along the way as well. So it's like an early access pass to the whole creative process as this comes to fruition middle of next year.
I'm digging this. I'm seeing this is like the Smurfs of eggs.
Yep.
The Smurfs is a constant touch point for the director, for Harv. Yes, he's obsessed by Smurfs, loves Smurfs. He will talk about like he always wanted to catch a Smurf when he was a kid, like would go Smurf hunting. So yeah, I think this is his chance to catch a Smurf, basically. Yeah.
And then the evil robot egg that is about to be seen here is called the Pecker, and that just can't stop having funny moments thinking about how you're going to talk about the Pecker in the context of this.
And again, if you're Latino, there's huevos in the Pecker. It's not, it's not very good.
Exactly. Oh, and this will be a lot of fun for everyone. We did just cross over we crossed over that first stretch goal past the 35,000 mark, and that first stretch goal is egging Harv live on Twitch. So we're gonna get to see him get egged. We will be recording that in slow motion.
Well.
You're going to get to see that epic beard of his, dripping with egg yolk and all that nastiness, but in the most funny, best possible way.
Harv's avatar doesn't do his beard justice. It is like Viking, thing. It's amazing.
May I suggest to make it more fun? One of those eggs should be very old.
Yes.
In the heat for a few days, you know what I mean?
There you go. Why not all of them, I think, if we're going that way.
I was going to go the other. I was like, all right, we'll make the last one really nasty. But Eben, I like the fact that you were just being sadistic out of the gate.
We want to make it a sensory experience for him. It could be like out of the freezer on one side, out of the baking sun on the other side.
Hey, you know what? I'm hoping I'm knocked out. Give me with the freezing one before I smell rotten egg.
Yeah, right.
Probably not.
Well, maybe do the freezing one after the rotten one, so that the pain distracts you from the smell.
Please.
That might help.
Absolutely, please. There we go. Harv, I'm sorry if this happens. Mr. Johnny Hughes in the UK. He's the one that helps me with these ideas. But the Von Dingles, folks, I mean, look at this. This needs to be a T-shirt right there. I want to see this T right now. Is it a T? What up? You guys
it will be. It will be.
We're starting to talk about toys and things as well, because I think that's obviously that's what's fun about a project like this. And there's the comics story and there's the comics fan base that we want, and that's what we're kind of going for. But there's also then the stop motion side of things, which is real physical toys operating in the world. And Harv has been doing this amazing job of all these still photos with taking Von Dingle little characters out and taking photos of them in the world. And so we are actually, one of the things we'll be producing is there's a little set of 2 miniature characters with a backdrop and posable arms and legs, so that you can create your own little stop motion Von Dingle things as one of the rewards here, and then on from there.
You want to hear my idea behind this?
Yes, please.
For low budget kids, make bodies like arms and shells where an egg could fit, where they could hard boil the egg. You know what I mean? And when they have battles, you know what I mean? That if they actually crack the egg, it dies. You eat it. There you go.
I love this idea a whole lot. Yes.
Little Von Dingle egg cups. I think it may need to happen. Thank you.
The winner goes the spoils. Goes the
I am honestly slightly embarrassed that we didn't think of Von Dingle's egg cups. I feel like Al, thank you. Yes.
You eat their eggs.
Man, that would be cool right there. I'm telling you, I want one, especially the one with the fanny pack, which is hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's our hero, Clark. Yes.
I'll tell you this much. Last year's Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, that is, they gave me one, and and I was wearing a jumpsuit. I said, my wallet doesn't quite fit, so you know what? Thank you, fanny pack to the rescue. They're not that bad after all. Fuck, stop judging people.
There's nothing wrong with rocking the fanny pack when it's
So you're talking about a whole bunch of other projects besides just the Von Dingles. I mean, why you guys got coming, man? Because Macroverse keeps doing it, and I understand this sign notes right here, right? Epics. Yeah. Like titles such as Bushido. Let's go. Can I move this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There you go. X11. Remind. Oh, look at it. I like the art, yo.
Yeah.
Look at this, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Love it.
We're incredibly proud of this. So this is what's at macroverse.com right now. 2 years in the making. We've probably talked about it on your show before.
Yeah.
No way. All right.
So that'll be something. Yeah, no, DMC we've soft announced we're doing something very cool with them. We'll have a lot more details early next year, but it's going to be something that we're very excited about and is potentially the tip of a very large iceberg if we go as planned. But this whole platform at Macroverse.com, this is something we've been working on for over 2 years. As we've talked about before, I think one of the key insights we had early on was that the ability to bring genuine collectability to digital comics was something that had never been possible before. And now that technology exists and we've built it. And so for the very first time, you can come to Macroverse.com. You can, connect a wallet, which is the thing you use to collect these digital editions with. And then you can mint and collect these very, very limited edition digital graphic novels. And the thing that's, particularly unique about them is once you own them, they're yours. Like you can buy them, sell them, trade them, give them away to friends. You can do everything that you can do with a physical graphic novel in the digital world for the very first time. And one of the things that allows us to also do is do things that are only possible in digital. So, if you click on, one of the worlds at the top, for example, or just looking through there, we've got animated covers, we've got unique one-of-one pieces of art as cover art that's done by some very high-profile artists. We've got different editions that you can collect in this release. So if you go over to Epics for a second, up at the top, I just want to show this is our tap story format that we invented for the mobile app. That's been brought to now this beautiful widescreen experience. And so when you collect these editions, you get the full graphic novel of material in this format in any device that you pick up. So if you, click on the right, click on the left, tells you can also go back, and then you literally, click through, or if you're on a mobile device, tap through the story. And we've created this much more kind of dynamic, cinematic way of moving through comics, where we're not trying to turn comics into something else, but we're giving you a much more custom kind of crafted experience of the material for whatever screen you're looking at.
It's something that's missed right now because, we know what Amazon did recently. And this is something that people are looking for. They enjoy this, type of view in reading. And thank you for bringing something that look at this. Holy shit. Fuck yeah, bro. Hell yeah. What?
Yeah, this is a really cool series that we're really excited about. So this is, called Bushidos. It's this, sci-fi samurai concept. So we're on the planet tour in a distant galaxy, and dealing with this kind of massive upheaval across the world. And one of the things that you'll find, spoiler alert, going into the end of episode 1 and into episode 2, is that these mysterious portals across the planet have opened, and some swords called Daitos have been pushed through the portals, and a certain subset of the Bushidos, which are kind of the warrior class on this planet, are just compelled to take these swords and commit their version of seppuku with those swords, which transforms them into what are Ronin in this world. These, we wonder whether or not they're soulless, kind of robotic, warriors that have a kind of wild card effect on how the story plays out. So very excited about that. Deadtown is our baby. This is where Adam and I started. Like, if you like this, Deadtown is responsible. If you don't like this, Deadtown is responsible. So we had been working on Deadtown, as a TV pilot, over a decade ago, and as it got killed by The Walking Dead, literally, as a TV show, but we reconceived it as a graphic novel, and then we met the artist for this, a guy named Stephen Perkins. Unbelievable, this kind of very intentionally noir, universe of post-apocalyptic, zombie world.
Which is funny because I hate zombies. They terrify the crap out of me. And yet we've written a couple of zombie themed things. So
You know what? It's within that hate that you create your best work sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. Thank
But
you.
this is the series where we figured this format out. We spent, a couple of years, we were working on a bunch of other projects at that point. This was kind of where we were deciding where are we going to go and make Macroverse a company. Was it just kind of a side project? And it was through making Deadtown that was really the place where we were like, oh, this format for digital, this is like the first digitally native comics format. And
I
this
love
is
that
where we
transition.
cracked the code.
I love this transition. You see that?
Right. You
Yeah.
see the blood. You can see the blood like spreading on her sleeve a little bit.
Yeah. No, look at that. Yep. And the smile motion.
Right. Yeah.
This is so dope. As you said, look, did you see that simple? I appreciate all of the small things, man.
Yeah.
I mean, whoa. I mean, look, just the motion of it.
Yeah.
So, man, eye candy. This is beautiful, yo.
Yeah,
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Folks, yo, folks, like this, the website, they're giving you free episodes. That's it. I'm not going to show you guys no more because they need to. All right. You need to
go to Macroverse.com, check it all out. And I want to say this because I don't want to sweep this under the rug. These are NFTs. So for the people that, are skeptical about NFTs and what's kind of gone on over the past, couple of years, yes, there's been some bad actors in the kind of NFT crypto world. That's not us. There's some incredible technology here which allows us to do this. And so so being able to actually own and collect these digital versions of the graphic novels, one of the things that we do, like actually today, episode 4 of Bushido's got delivered into those epic editions, into those collectible editions for no additional cost. So like every week we're putting out new episodes into the collectible versions that people own. So the story just keeps building over the course of the next couple.
And the only way to get access is to, own.
Yeah.
And that's it. All right. So what's the price points for folks to be aware when they want to get involved?
So these are designed to be like the high-end graphic novel, the ultimate, hardcover collector's edition, super limited. So they're about $100 for the full season. So that means
Christmas. Talk about it's Christmas, man. For the collectors in their lives, this is the business right here. You heard this. This is the Gucci of comics. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Well, it's I usually have it behind me for exactly this reason. Actually, I do have one. So this is.
Oh, wait a minute.
Actually, no. These are Star Wars prints. You can just this is my geek life, but I have a incredible artist edition of The Rocketeer. It's kind of big hardbound book. I actually have a couple of them, and they were about that price point, about $150, and it's this kind of beautiful, very limited edition experience.
They're even more than that. I mean, high end, that's what it is. I mean, you listen. This is for the collector in your life, folks.
It's for the collector. And it's also for the early adopter. So, I will say the way we build this company is we reward the people that support what we do. And so if you're interested in this, if you're new to the world of all of this, if you want to kick the tires, I also want to shout out our Discord because we have a pretty wonderful community. It's discord.gg/Macroverse. And if you're just getting your feet wet on how to collect these, or like, what do you need? How do you get set up to do it? Like, we'll also help people out, directly in the Discord. But this is just the beginning. We've got about 40 more titles that are already in production that will be coming out in these collectible editions.
I gotta tell my brother, you got the Boondock Saints.
Oh yeah,
my man's about to flip.
All kinds of great stuff. So we're very excited about this. It's been a true labor of love for the past couple of years, building out all the tech and the way that it works and making sure that all of the different pieces are there in the right way. And now that it's there, we can actually fulfill on what we've been planning for the past several years. So it's incredibly exciting.
I love to see the growth, maybe since you started to now, like wow, yo, you guys are definitely just kicking ass, yo. So happy this journey. It's amazing. Look who you're talking to, the production you're bringing, the value you're bringing. And again, folks, it's Christmas time. Hit them up. Listen, I've been showing the website. So hit the website up, as you can see right here, all right? And then what you also have to do, follow them. So, stay in the loop, know what's popping, right? It's important. So, how easy is it to connect the wallet?
So it's very easy. I will be real and say that if you're brand new to like NFTs and the world of, crypto and this kind of stuff, it's like, it does take a minute to kind of wrap your head around, like, what do you need to do to initially get set up? And you do have to get a little bit of Ethereum into your wallet. And like, there's a few steps to go through. So that's why I say, if this is a new process for you, like, we will hold your hand, come into the Discord. We'll help you through that process. We'll make sure you're doing it the right way, where you're going to be safe. Nobody's going to take advantage of you, make sure that it's like, we're just here to make cool comics. If that's the part you're interested in, we'll help you do that. So, come into this.
What I do is my own nonsense. Gotcha.
Yeah. once you're set up, it's super easy. So there's a little bit of a learning curve to kind of get over at the very beginning, and then
I love the honesty, man. This is great.
Yeah.
You're just in. Yeah.
We don't want to surprise anyone. I think that's been our thing from the beginning. Really has been, because Eben and I both are writers. We're both creators. Well, obviously, our own series, Dead Time, is out there. We've been the other side of the table from a lot of people making various deals, and our approach all the time is, for the creators, is, if we were getting this deal, would we be happy with it? And if we're not, then we would say no to that, and we're not expecting the people we work with to say yes to it. It's that, and we bring that kind of approach, I think, across to everything. It's like, look, we're fans. What would we like out of a fan experience here? Great. We feel like this would be good. We want to take
great approach, great and smart approach. Because that's how
worth highlighting. Also worth highlighting, every series that we put out, is a whole way to help support other creators in the space too. So while Dead Town is our baby, the other 4 in this initial collection all have other creators at the core of them. Jason Brubaker on Remind, the team that makes Hex 11 is incredible. Bushido's artist is Nicholas Castell. Like, there are other people, Darkland, Evan Shapiro, and Frank Calico. Just incredible batch of creators that we have the privilege of working with on this stuff. And it's not us, like we're not just like, hey, we want to, have this hoard of cash and we'll pay them a little tiny bit. Like, they're all our partners in this stuff. And that's a really important component of it to us as well.
Yeah.
As it should be. That's good business, man. Proper business as creators, respecting creators, I think that's what it is. You don't come from that businessman perspective. You come from, hey, I was there. Let me do something that's going to benefit us. And that's what I'm trying to do. What I do too. You know what I mean? Honest, good reviews, talk to good people, promote wonderful products, send out positivity.
Yes.
Bullshit out there. We don't need no more of that. Come on now, folks. Let's stop the arguing. Let's stop the drama. Let's just create. You know what I mean? And, if you love, that's okay. And if you listen, some stuff you're going out of, folks. That's all.
That's fine.
That's it. You know what? Find the next. Go to Macroverse, and I guarantee you'll find something there that will replace something you love.
There you go. I like that plan. That's a good plan.
Yeah.
I plan. And let's go, baby. All right. So, all right. So, you guys, I know we're winding down on the year. I doubt there's any con appearances you're going to do. Anything going on for next year? Or are you doing something for the rest of this year?
Not conventions. I mean, we'll be continuing to put out new content both on the Epix platform as well as in the mobile app. So there'll be new stuff for people to engage with throughout the end of the year. And then we're just ramping up for a very busy, very exciting 2024.
Yep.
Anything you could tease about 2024 before we go?
Print for sure. I think that's going to be a big one. Yeah. So we're in kind of final negotiations with a significant publisher to basically become our print partner for everything that we're doing. So we've always felt like we're digital first, but that was never in our mind. It was never to the exclusion of the print, the hardbound, the beautiful thing. Like, we want that tactile.
We want self-porn from Macroverse. Let's go.
So exactly. So
print for sure across a number of titles and a couple of really interesting. What can I say? I think we've come up with a couple of very interesting approaches around print that I don't think people have seen before, and that people are going to get excited about. So there's some technology involved there. There's some kind of thinking about how people curate and collect things that is going to be interesting for people. So print for sure. DMC, definitely coming at some point next year. There'll be more Von Dingles activity.
Yep.
Again, we've got another 40 series of various kinds coming. Some that we've announced. There's one called Vogu, which we're very particularly excited about. There's another original of mine and Adam's that we're kind of dusting off and about to get back into production on, which is going to be very exciting. And funny, like Dead Town, this is one where now the right artist has shown up, and so we're like, okay, we got to do that one because it's the right person.
And that's how it happens so often, right? I mean, Al, you must see this all the time. It's, you've got this idea and it's sitting at the back of your head and you're thinking about it, and it doesn't quite gel. And then suddenly you see that artist or that piece of artwork, and like, oh, wait, that's it. That's the thing. It's like, for us, it's like casting as well for voice or for screen. You'll be going through 20 people and they may all be great, but then you have that one audition where you're like, oh, that's it. No, that right there. That's it.
Let's call him your art mate, not your soulmate, your art mate.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
There we go. I like that phrase.
Yes.
You got some gems coming up here, Al. I got to be stealing these. Just sign the license agreement with us for so we can borrow.
That'll be how we identify our collaborators now. Like, will you so and so be our art mate? Issues.
Holiday, art mate day, writers day, writers mate day or something. We got to talk about one for
I love that.
We have to come up with the whole thing now. But
yes. To have it to hold, yes.
Nah, you guys are awesome. I love how you bring the energy. You keep on doing awesomeness, bringing dopeness, bringing some great stuff. I mean, again, I love how you say, the NFT market, I know this year was a little wild, but you're doing something different that's not really related to what that nonsense was about. That's definitely what people should definitely understand. Educate yourselves a little bit. There's something actually really cool. I just gave you a dope example. And you don't believe me, all you have to do, once again, folks, is visit the website and just see for yourself. Yeah. And, believe you me, that there was another company out there that was giving you that beautiful type of you and all, and they effed up. They sold out, But Macroverse is bringing it back to you in a different way. Real fire, as you saw, that motion, simple gestures that look, again, so pleasing to the eye, guys. I think it's gorgeous. I'm into that. I dig again that type of stuff. So wonderful job again.
Well, and go, you showed a couple, but go, sample all the different series that are on there right now.
Don't you worry. Right after this, I'm going to go ahead and burn an L, and I'm going to come right back and go through every single free episode.
Yeah. It sounds like a great evening. I love it.
Yeah, bro, we have a good time, bro. It is what it is. We're in the holidays. You know what? We don't just put up trees; we smoke trees too. Right?
There we go.
That's right.
All right, mi gente. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Follow me, gente, at Macroverse on Twitter, Instagram, Macroverse HQ. The website is macroverse.com. They're bringing something different to the game. Let me tell you, and again, it is Christmas time, mi gente. My ladies, my homies, they got collectors in their lives. This is a wonderful, wonderful gift. To hook up your favorite collector with. Trust me, this has the Comic Crusaders seal of approval, as it has on our picture right there. All right, top-notch stuff that you should definitely get into. And with that, thank you once again. I'm Al Mega with Mr. Adam Eben. Comic Crew, hasta la próxima. ¡Wepa!
Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.com and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.